All right, good afternoon, traders. Today is last day of April, April 30th, 2024. This is the BYOB Market Wrap Up. Let's take a look at some charts. Big fallback today in SPY. Let's take a look on the daily. And on the daily, big red candle down. Lower high, lower low, closing right in underneath the uptrend line right there. So there's SPY. Have to see what Amazon's going to be doing after market. We definitely got a 2-hour downtrend. All right, so let's take a look at that 2-hour. Yeah, definitely got a 2-hour downtrend. Definitely got a 10-minute downtrend as well. All right, so 10-minute downtrend and 2-hour downtrend. All right, so now let's go take a look at QQQ. QQQ on the daily chart. Going to say it probably looks the same. Lower high, lower low, closing underneath the bearish cross, underneath the 17 EMA. All right, so let's take a look at Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow, lower high, lower low, closing underneath the bearish trap, underneath the 17 EMA. Everything's still in a downtrend. IWM. Excuse me, lower high, lower low, closing underneath the bearish trap, underneath the 17 EMA. FNGU. FNGU, lower high, lower low, closing inside the bullish trap, right at the 17 EMA. All right, let's take a look at, well, let's go take a look at silver and gold. SLV. Silver, lower high, lower low, closing under the bearish trap, under the 17 EMA. Silver pulling back. GLD. Silver still in an uptrend. All right. Gold doing the same thing. Still in an uptrend. Lower high, lower low, closing underneath the bearish trap, underneath the 17 EMA. USO. Lower high, lower low, closing underneath the bearish trap, underneath the 17 EMA. Sounds like deja vu all over, right? Almost USO almost putting in a lower high, and we may have a lower low coming tomorrow. We'll see. They'll have to fight to hold this off. Here's a low. They start making a lower low. Then we got, well, you know what it is. That's a downtrend. USO still in an uptrend, hanging on by a thread. UNG. Higher high, higher low, closing underneath the bearish trap, underneath the 17 EMA, respecting the downtrend line. All right, let's take a look at technicals. All right, well, you can see right here, the bears shoved us out the door yesterday in the buy zone, pushed us so hard, we went right through the buyer's chop zone, into the seller's chop zone, made a lower low, made a lower high, and then just lower high, lower low all the way down into the sell zone. And where are the bulls? Are the bulls going to push us out? We'll have to find out tomorrow. All right, so you can see here we are. We got shoved out of the buy zone by the bears. They say, get out of here. And then we wound up in the sell zone now. So there's T2122. I'll bet you T2123 is red all day. And it is from beginning to end. And we are floating down underneath this rising 200, kind of melting through here. Maybe FOMC will save us tomorrow at 2 p.m. We'll see what happens. There's T2123, 3-bar, looking for the FOMC to save us. FNGU, red from, red from beginning of the day to the end of the day, pulling back and testing that hooking 200 SMA. So maybe we can get a bounce off of this, all right? Let's go take a look at, you know what? No, I didn't want to do that. Where did that go? Where did that go? All right, let's take a look at, let's go back and see what Amazon's doing. AMZN, all right, in the aftermarket hours. Okay. Nothing yet. Okay. I like the green candle, because if this gets going, that could that could give you the V bottom on the market. If Amazon gets going here, we could see a V bottom bounce off that trend line. So let's go back to SPY, see if I can find a clean chart. This is right here. This is the uptrend line right there. I'll back way out on a 10 minute. Let's go to a 30. All right, so all I did was I hooked these two together and extend the line. So you can see here's price action. And I love to see that when the biggest candle just lands right in the pocket here, okay? And pretty good chance you'll get a bounce. Nothing's 100% for certain. But here it is, biggest candle on the day. All right, right there, running right into the pocket, that uptrend line right there. Nice to see a bounce, maybe a pause. We don't want continuation. We want a pause and a reversal. So there's SPY right there, looking like a possible bounce in right at the uptrend line. We'll see what happens. All right, maybe Amazon can save the day. We'll see what happens. So what happened today is a lot of stuff happened today. I'm going to talk about some CGCs. The pot stocks got going. All right, so we had a 2-hour downtrend right here. Okay, so we'll open up this. So we had a 2-hour cross right here. So we had a 2-hour downtrend. So the marching orders were for the day was to look for red to erase green, and that was your entry. So red erase green right here, right underneath my pivot. So I entered there short, then red erase green here, and I entered short there, and then red erase green here. This was the thriller trade right at the end of the day, going right down into the uptrend line and filling the gap. So we had an open gap here. We were meandering around in, and we wound up filling that gap at 503.46. Went much further than I expected, all the way down to 501.48. But there you go there for SPY on the 10-minute chart. Had a nice 10-minute downtrend all day long. If you followed that 3 EMA underneath the 8, you could hang on to that all the way into the end of day. So made some really good money today. Shorting the market right here in this 10-minute downtrend. Now, it didn't look like it was going to go back here right up until the last minute. Let me see when they finally decided to drop it. All right, so here is 3:50. So the last 10 minutes was when they decided to finally drop it. Right there, they decided to drop the hammer to go fill the gap. So there you go. It was a thriller trade because it was the last minute. It was a continuation of the pattern that we started with from the day, which was a downtrend. And I took my profits kind of fast because I didn't know where it was going to bounce. So I took my profits probably way early. But then again, it's the end of the day. All right, you don't want to. When it's the end of the day, you're in the green, and you got stuff that's going to expire in 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Okay, and it's green. For me, that's just close this thing out. That's the kind of deal that it is. There's no sense in hanging on to it for 4:15. It's green. You got 5 minutes left. It's green. Yeah, I just want out at that time. So I did take profits early, but that's what you run into. You're running out of time. The clock is ticking, and you certainly don't want it to bounce back against you, back to VWAP. So there's SPY. All right, for the pivot. Pivot's most likely going to be right here, 506.17. All right, we'll see where Amazon shoots us off to when they shoot their earnings out. Let's go take a peek at them one more time. AMZN. And I like the green there. Want to see green erase the red. That would be nice to see green erase the red. That would be an entry right over that. So, go into the room here. Sold all puts, a tad bit too soon. But happy with profits. Love it, Mel. Breaking news. Amazon beats on profit and revenue with growth of 13%. Earnings per share. Wow, that is great news. That should take off. That should help us tomorrow, Carol. Carol just got in. Is there a recording? Sorry, I don't know. Yes. If you go to my YouTube channel, I will have a recording of this. Okay. Sold a little early, but profits are profits. Way to go, Gilbert. All right. Love it. Okay. These were Fibonacci levels at work in the mini futures. Yes, they were. But all you really had to do was follow the SPY. You really didn't even need it. You had a 10-minute downtrend. Okay. You had an open gap. We were 3/4 of the way, through it. It was one of those things where you kind of figure at the end of the day they're gonna do the deal. All right. They're going to make you sweat, but at the end of the day, they're going to do the deal, which was close the gap and hit the uptrend line, right? See, they went all the way from one side of the channel all the way over to the other side of the channel. So we can draw a line right in here, see what we got here. Come on, draw the line. There we go. Draw the line. All right. So you can see right there, you got one side of the channel. So we made a trip from one side to the other side. And of course, this is the third touch. Usually on the third touch, you get a nice bounce off of it. So maybe back to the midpoint, right back up here, 507. We'll see what happens, okay? So there's SPY. Again, the pivot. Pivot's going to be right about right there, 506.07. Okay, so over 506.07, I'm a bull tomorrow. And under it, I'm still going to be a bear. All right, looking for that 10-minute downtrend where red erases green as long as we're underneath that. And the 2-hour downtrend is still intact. So we'll see what happens there. All right, we'll come back out here. We'll take a look at a few sectors. See how the sectors wound up. IYT. Start with the first one. Oh my gosh, all the way back to the midpoint. Come on. All right, so lower high, lower low, big red candle, kind of the biggest red candle I've seen in all year, maybe even 2 years. What do you think? You see anything bigger on the chart than that red candle right there? I don't know. I don't see anything. That looks like the biggest red candle in a long, long time. Maybe the move is over. So here we are. Oh, they're right into major support right there. Maybe a bounce tomorrow. We'll see. They're right at major support. They break that, Not like they're going to start a downtrend. They're already in one. Okay, but maybe this down move might be over. We'll see what happens. So there's IYT, definitely in a downtrend, lower high, lower low. Closing below the bearish trap underneath a falling 17 EMA. Okay, let's take a look at SMH. All right, SMH got an outside day, higher high, lower low, closing inside a bullish trap, but underneath the 17 EMA, looking like it's right on us, trying to hang on to that upper quadrant 4 up there. So here's quadrant 1, 2, 3. That's 4, the top one. If you zoom way out, you can see this. I'll drop it down so you can see exactly what I'm looking at. This is quadrant lines. You get 1, 2, 3, 4. So they made it back up to quadrant 4, and they're trying to hold it up there. That's good. That's SMH. Right, but still in a downtrend because they made a lower low. All right, until they break this high or make another higher low and another higher high, then they'll be in an uptrend. SMH. All right, let's take a look at XLK. XLK, big red candle, usually follows SMH. All right, lower high, lower low, closing below the bearish cross underneath the 17 EMA. Still trying to hold that little mini uptrend it's got going on. In a downtrend, broke this low, so we got a lower low. So we're in a downtrend right now. XLK, that's technology. Not good. We are very heavily dependent on technology here in the USA. All right, let's take a look at XLF. There's our financials. Here's the magic trio is, of course, well, actually, there's four. But the magic trio is, SMH, and then you got the financials, and then you got the transports. But I like to throw in the IWM in there. That's the small cap and mid cap. Okay, when you got all four of those grinding away in bull mode, in uptrends, you got yourself a nice market. So here's XLF putting in a lower high. Okay, so we in a downtrend here. We haven't put in a lower low. And it's, breaking this low. It's ever so slightly in a downtrend. It really, technically, you could call it no, not really. I mean, we got a low here. We made a lower low. We got a low here. We made a lower low. But this is the only low that's underneath the 17 EMA. Right there. So in a downtrend as well, XLF. Price action for XLF, lower high, lower low, closing underneath the bearish cross, underneath the 17 EMA. Markets took it hard, took a spanking today. That's what it looks like. So there's XLF. All right. Oh, hey, and what do we want to see? You know what we want to see? Guess what took off today? MSOS. Look at that. MSOS. Pot stocks got a starting rip. I think this is just the first leg. I would not be surprised to see this all the way up here by the end of the year. I'm talking, right up here, $50, $49, $50 right there. What an igniting candle that is, okay? That's an igniting candle. What do we look for when we see igniting candles? Follow through. Looking for follow through, okay? Looking for the follow through on this igniting candle. Hope we get 3, 4 more of these. So there's MSOS. Let's just go around the horn. Pick up all the Mary Jane stocks. ACB. Big igniting candle. Not as big as this one, though. Big igniting candle right there. Maybe this is just the beginning of that move. There's ACB. Let's look at weed. All right, weed. Big igniting candle, right? CGC. Even Canada got in on it. CGC. Big igniting candle right there. All right. So looking for follow through. Notice big igniting candle, no follow through. See that? Big igniting candle, no follow through. We're looking for follow through. Okay, traders, we're looking for follow through. That's the marching orders for tomorrow. Igniting move, not. That one looks pretty good. ACB, ACG, was it AC? I think it's ACB. Yeah, Aurora Cannabis. So this one, big igniting candle with some follow through. But notice, see, then this is what we don't want. Okay, I want to show this to you now because when we get out there tomorrow, you're going to say, well, what are we really looking for follow through? Well, we don't want a candle where more than half the candle is all wick. Okay, we don't want that. We don't want a topping tail. If that's what we get, it's deal's done. That's not for me. All right, I don't want a doji, and I don't want a candle that's more wick than the rest of the body and the tail. So we don't want that right there. All that wick. We want to see a solid green candle continuation. Maybe about 2/3 of the size of this one. Okay, that's what we're looking for. See this big green candle? What you got? Nothing but wick up there, okay? We don't want any of that. That doesn't work for us. We want a solid green candle. Okay, we want a solid green candle about 2/3 this size with some continuation up into the sky. Okay, so that's what we're looking for on ACB, MSOS. All right, and all the Mary Jane stocks. All right, that's what we're looking for. Yeah, this is trades today. We took some 10-minute downtrends. All right, traders, that's it. It's about 20 minutes. I'm going to call it a day. Everybody have a wonderful evening. I'll see you all tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Thank you, everybody out there in YouTube land and Rumble and Facebook. Thank you for being a part of my day. Thank you for making my day. All right, so everybody have a wonderful evening. Thank you.